Greetings, one and all. This is Culturally Sarawak, a show where we will be discovering variety of aspects of cultures in our beautiful Sarawak. My name is Lofrine, and I'm a big enthusiast when it comes to culture, especially the ones that we have here in our beautiful state. In this show, we have explored some variety of musical instruments that we have in Sarawak. We have the belikan, the tapi, jatong utang, and many more. And let me tell you, I wouldn't have been able to learn about them without the help of experts among our guests. They are all very talented people, and I'm really honored to be among them. And yeah, if you want to know more about what Sarawakian cultures have to offer, do stick around as we go through this journey of discovery together. I hope it'll be fun for you viewers out there, as it is for me. In this episode, we will be looking at one of the more not so recognizable musical instruments of the Orang Ulu community. We have called for a special guest to talk to us about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have here to show us the Selingut, Mr. Ezra Tekola, with us right here on the set of Culturally Sarawak. So, Ezra, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Very fine.
Very fine.
Very fine.
It's a bit cold, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit cold today. It's been raining the whole day.
Yeah. For our viewers out there, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, hi everybody. Hello people. I am Ezra Tekola and I'm a sapek maker as well as the Selingut maker, right? And well, I make all sorts of other instruments. We're pretty much to say still experimenting on it and also trying to figure out how to create them or to make them also.
Of course. And you're also the sapek player for
Yeah.
Atadao.
I'm a sapek player for Atadao too.
Yeah. I've seen you perform in countless of places.
Oh, a lot of places we've
I'm
been.
a big fan. So
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, so we have today the Selingut. So what is it?
Okay, the Selingut, also known as the Bornean nose flute, right? So it's mainly played by the Orang Ulu community, and also some parts of out of Sarawak. You have the Sabah and also some parts in Kalimantan also. But for Sarawak, it's pretty much focused on the Orang Ulu, the Kenyah, and the Penan. Yeah, mainly the Penan, I would say. So this instrument is made out from bamboo. Pretty much they call what we say in our language, the Kenyah language, bolok temai means small bamboo lah. So to make this particular instrument here.
I see.
Right.
I see. So how is it different from other wind instruments?
Okay, so the unique thing about this instrument, compared to other flutes, people blow by using the mouth, mouth. But for this instrument here, like what you're holding here, it's by the nose lah. You use the nose. Yeah, that's a unique thing about this instrument.
Of course. And I'm very much I really want to know more about this because you said that you use your nose to play it. And when I first saw it, it just blew my mind. I was like, I barely able to like play with my
different.
mouth, and then you're out here playing it with your nose and whatnot. So yeah, I feel like it's very interesting as well. And why are you drawn towards this particular instrument instead of other traditional musical instruments?
Well, at first, when it comes to flutes, right? Well, I'm sort of like, how to say, okay with flutes, you know.
Okay.
It's not my thing at all. You know how to say
I
like
see,
that.
I see.
But when it comes to this nose flute, so the first time I saw this flute, I was browsing through to YouTube lah, like pretty much looking for other instruments in Borneo, other traditional instruments from Borneo. So I stumbled across this nose flute. So what happened? Well, I just automatically fall in love with it, and then lucky I am that I actually found this one guy back in 2018 by the name Mr. Luyo. So I saw him playing it in the Rainforest World Music Festival lah. So I approached him saying that, wow, I've seen you in YouTube, uncle, I said. So, oh yeah, he said, oh yeah. And I said, can I try the instrument, uncle? And I say, okay, you can have one. I give you one. Wow, you know, out from the sudden, like he just give me one like that. So, I mean, lucky me, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So he taught me how to play, and in just one day, well, pretty much overnight, I tend to consider master it already. Well,
Wow.
yeah. So I start experimenting other styles, you know, and playing on the nose flute, and also, you know, try to infuse it with the sape, and also to create something suitable lah. I mean, how to say, something that can actually combine with modern music. Yeah, I like that.
That's awesome. And for this Selingut, what's your strongest inspiration and aspiration in pursuing this passion?
Okay, well, I was born in an Orang Ulu community. Yeah? So we Orang Ulu, we are very, how to say, proud, and also very much we really look forward to our tradition when it comes to arts. You know, so what happened is that I've been playing since I was a kid. So I've been playing, and then showing this instrument to the younger generation. It's a must to say, you know. I mean, who else will do it instead of me? So yeah.
And I feel the same way when I am currently studying and researching about the Belikan. If it's not us, who else is going
true.
to?
Very, very
Exactly.
true.
And you said, how long did it take for you to master this language?
Pretty much overnight.
Oh my gosh! I mean,
I mean, once you're into something, right? You're so into it. I mean, it'll be easy for you to learn it, lah. You know, because your interest is so deep. Yeah, like that.
And you're passionate to pursue
passionate
it as well.
towards the instrument.
Exactly. So I would like to continue this conversation, but before that, we're going to go on a short commercial break. So don't go anywhere. This is Culturally Sarawak. We are back on the set of Culturally Sarawak with me, Lofrine, and Ezra on the Selingut. And there's one question that I have. Can it be integrated with modern music?
Well, yes, you actually can do that. It depends on the key of the music. For example, if the song or the music is in the key of F or G, I might have to create a flute that comes in the same chord or key. So it's very possible, actually.
It's very possible.
I mean, just try out. I'm sure everything is. I mean, without trying, you never know that things will work out. You know.
True. Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Strongly,
because it has like 4, is it 4 holes?
4 holes.
So 4 holes.
Well, mine is. This is pretty much a trial and error here.
I
Trial
see,
and
I
error.
see.
So I accidentally did 5 holes. So what I do is that I take this small tape and then just tape it on the last hole here. So it'll be traditional. Yeah. So yeah.
You have to teach me on that. There's no way I can learn that overnight like you do. So before we go into this, let's talk about challenges that you go through.
Sure.
I'm sure you have
A
few.
lot.
Yeah.
Few.
So what are some of the personal challenges you face in practicing?
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing about this flute, you got to use your nose instead of your mouth. Yeah. So the worst case scenario is that it happens to me once in Korea.
Yeah.
It was so cold, very cold. So it was my part where I could play the nose flute. So what happened? My nose was blocked. Got very blocked.
Yeah.
So I've got to actually really, you know, like take something, but take something to stick in my my right nostril. But that's what the
Okay.
Penan do. The people do. You know, they will put anything that they can find on the ground. I won't say on the ground lah. You know,
Yeah.
but anything clean to stick in the nose, so that more air will come to the left side of the nose. So yeah, that's the most challenging part when you're sick and when the weather is cold and you're not used to it. So you want to get blocked nose lah.
True. I can't imagine it.
Yeah.
It must be funny for you.
Oi, funny and also the worst time ever for me.
Yeah, especially in Korea and
Oh.
whatnot. Okay, so as someone who promotes traditional musical instrument, you promoted a few
Yeah.
before. So how do you sustain yourself financially, and where does one go to get necessary funding?
Well, funding and all those, I rarely get fundings, but pretty much what I do, you know, I'm into it. I love doing it, so I pretty much, you know, do it lah. You know, don't stop, just keep on producing and then keep on practicing. You know, so the key is that if you love something, just go ahead with it lah. I'll say, just go ahead.
I agree. I agree. And what do you think is the biggest problem of Selingut in Sarawak?
Well, as you know, as far as I know, there's not many people I know playing the Selingut except for Uncle Luyo, you know. So as for myself, I can say, well, there are few friends who actually starting to pick up this instrument. I mean, that also it's where I introduce it to them lah. So there's not many people. Also, I really urge people to play, to pick up the Selingut. You know, I mean, if you're playing sape, pick up the Selingut too, because it's a very beautiful instrument and it's very soothing sound. You know, compared to other flutes, I can say, and it's unique in a way that you use your nose to blow the Selingut.
Yeah. And it's a good conversation starter as well.
Yeah, you know, to talk about something weird that you never heard of. Wow, okay, then you start to pick it up and then get interest in it, and then.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a conversation starter in a sense where, you know, it's a flute, but you play it with your nose.
Your nose,
as well.
exactly.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And do you feel like modern music contribute to decline of Selingut in our community, and as well as in what way do you think so?
I would say not because of that is the cause, but the lack of interest about, and also the spread of the knowledge of an instrument is what make the people nowadays tend to have to say no interest. I wouldn't say that also, but it's because of that lah. Less of exposure of the instrument.
Yeah,
that is why things are pretty much, like how to say that, not so famous lah. I would say.
Yeah. And if people are picking up the musical instrument, like we should encourage them to post more videos.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
Post more
forth.
videos. I mean, there's no harm experimenting some traditional and fuse it with modern music, because in my band that's what we do. I mean, there's a lot of good feedback about it, and also it's a platform where we can actually show our tradition and instruments. Yeah.
I agree. So you do integrate the Selingut in your music at Adao as well. Do you have any particular songs that you did?
Well, it's pretty much it's not been recorded yet, but some shows, especially when we perform live, we integrate it with some of our songs lah. I mean, you can see in YouTube. I mean, you can just go to our YouTube channel and just take a look at our page.
Yeah. In your opinion, what does it take for younger generations to take up traditional musical instruments so that this form of music remains relevant and even better, revitalized in the community?
Watch TVS. You're looking at me now promoting this. And also, it's good that you learn traditional instrument. I won't talk about just the flute first. I'll talk about other traditional instruments like the sape or the gendang. I mean, there are so many sources you can look out for. You have YouTube, you have Instagram, you have Facebook, where people post and also talk about the traditional instruments. So just go ahead and search through the media lah, social media, in the internet.
I agree. So we'll be taking another short break, but do come back because we will be coming up with performance by Mr. Ezra Tekola after the break. So stay tuned. Welcome back. You're with us on Culturally Sarawak. With me, Lofrine, and
Ezra Tekola.
yeah. And we have covered quite a lot of things regarding the Selingut. We have
Yes.
introduced it to our viewers. We have also talked about your experiences and the challenges that you face as well. So now, where do we get the resources or materials if we want to start learning?
Borneo. Borneo. I
Yeah.
mean, you know Borneo. I mean, we are covered in a lapisan or a blanket of greens, jungles. So pretty much resources you can get it anyway. I mean, furthermore to say about the bamboo, bamboo it's from everywhere, but not all bamboo we used to make that can be used to make the Selingut. The specific bamboo that like I said earlier on just now was from the bolok timai or the bidayu. Here they call it pisa, buruk pisa. Yeah, so it's the small type of bamboo to use for making the flute. So you can just go anywhere in Kuching. I pretty much go to I get my resources in either in Bau, Singai. Yeah, just anywhere lah.
I see. So it's not difficult.
Well, it's not
to
so
find.
difficult. For resources, it's not so difficult, right?
I see. What about materials in terms of learning materials?
Learning materials?
Yeah.
Well, for now, I won't say there's a proper way of learning it, whereby the way I learned this instrument before, like I told you, I pretty much learned by myself and also by Mr. Luyo, I say. Pretty much by heart lah.
So it's the same with how Sapit was learned before.
Yeah, before. Or by ear.
Yeah,
by ear. And then you just find your own way to play it lah. Yeah.
Personally, I learned the Sapit. Like, I take it as the melody as the lyrics.
Yeah.
So like we're kind of like memorizing
Yeah,
it.
right. Like all people, how I learned also before, pretty much by hearing lah. Like if my father teach me last time, he goes la 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 and so on. So you just follow the melody of what he hums out lah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The same,
same concept.
basically
That's always
the
the best concept, best way to learn lah.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And okay, now we have the learning material. We have the resources to make and whatnot. What's next? What is the best approach to start?
The best approach to start, approach.
Like you already have everything, right? How do you start?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
How do I start? Well,
Yeah.
the way how I start, just if you have interest in it, just go ahead with it. You know, practice.
So Ezra, we have the learning materials. We have the resources to make them. So what's next? What's the best approach to start?
Okay. If you're interested in having a Selingut, well, you can just approach me. Or you can also go to Belaga or any parts of the Baram region where you can actually meet these Penan people and also order from them. But if you're in Kuching, you might as well come to me and also order the Selingut.
Yeah, he's the person to go if you want to
exactly.
get the Selingut. What does the Selingut mean to you?
It's a very precious thing that I have in my hand here lah. I really appreciate it because it is tradition. I mean, it's been played for generations, you know. So I really appreciate it because it's a part of our culture.
It's also a part of our identity.
Identity,
as
right?
well.
Yeah. As a Sarawakian.
And it will be nice to be able to get more people to learn it as well.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Oh, what legacy do you want to leave behind in the years to come?
Well, pretty much so. I would say I don't want any of traditional instruments here to just die out. You know, like there are few traditional instruments that we have seen in the Sarawak Museum. You know, we've never heard people play it or talk about it, where we don't have the idea how it sounds like. You know, so I don't want the Selingut to be in that kind of situation lah.
Same, and I've talked to a number of experts as well regarding the musical instruments in the Iban community, that you can see it in museums, but no one knows how to play it.
True.
There's
Very,
no
very true.
archives and whatnot that would, you know,
Right.
help out with that. And it's really sad. And
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm really glad that you and a lot of the musical instruments players that we have in Sarawak are trying to bring this back and
Right.
get more people to learn
True.
as well.
Like this is considered like the new dawn for, or the revival
Yeah.
of traditional instruments. I mean, who else, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's our generation.
Yeah, and well, I would also like to be a part of that, and the fact that you're here with us in this set also, you know, I can feel your passion when you talk about the Selingut, and yeah, it's really inspiring for me
Thank you.
as a Belikan player. Oh, do you have any words of wisdom you'd like to give our viewers out there?
Words of wisdom.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. Well, word of wisdom, I would say, do whatever you like to do that makes people happy. Do it the fullest lah, you know. So, like me, I'm so into our, especially for my part of my culture from the Orang Ulu, the Kenyang. I'm so much into it that I actually do this as a part of my life, you know, like to the fullest. So I make the sape, and I also make the Selingut, and I'm also trying to revive and also experimenting to rebuild the kederet, we call it. It's like a sempoton, but it's a sempoton Sarawak version. Also that I'm trying to bring to revive it back. So yeah, never stop, never give up lah on where you start on something and you must finish it.
Yes.
So you can be carried forward and our tradition won't die.
Yes.
I would
Yes,
say that.
exactly. And I'm really happy that we're having this wonderful conversation, Ezra. If you're up for teaching, I would really love to learn about the Selingut, even though I feel like it might be an uphill battle. I can barely play the mouth
Well,
one.
you can just give me a chat or whatsoever, or you know, you can go to my social media. Instagram, my Instagram account is called Tekola Sambe. So Tekola Sambe, Tekola apostrophe S SAMPE Sampe, and same goes to my Facebook account, my Facebook page. If you're interested in, you know, in looking at my work, you can just go to my Facebook account and just type Tekola Sambe also, just like my Instagram account lah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's it for our show of the day. Follow us at TVS TV, my on Instagram, and me at Lofrine. If you have a musical instrument you want to showcase, or maybe it's your own musical instrument that, or maybe you even want to show us your talent, just anything, just post it up with the hashtag Culturally Sarawak. I look forward to interacting with each and every single one of you. So, here to perform with the Selingut. This is Mr. Ezra Tekola. I'm your host, Lofrine. See you on the next episode of Culturally Sarawak.